Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and today I'm doing this bedroom. Actually, I've got a couple of area rugs to do as well, and a set of stairs, but I'm just going to show the bedroom here. As you can see, there's pretty obvious traffic lane going into the bedroom, shuffle marks from feet, obviously, and standing over here, and traffic lane goes around the corner into the bathroom here. And over here we have a nasty looking stain. So, and apparently the carpet was cleaned about 2 years ago. And whoever cleaned it was using the host system, which is a powder system. If you go on to Racine Industries, I think it's .com, you can see all about the host system, which uses it's actually ground up corn husks sprinkled under the carpet, and then a machine with 2 counter revolving brushes brushes it in, and then they have one of their setups has a vacuum over top of the actual motor and the brushes, and it'll suck it out. Interesting story. Way back in 1986, I started a company. I had this idea for going into carpet cleaning, and I had gone to my dad, who was using the Von Schroeder system, and asked if I could use his machines because he was no longer doing carpet cleaning. His business had kind of fizzled out. And anyway, he had the host machines, the Von Schroeder machines he had were done for. But anyway, he said I could use I think he had 2 host machines. And these were the original freestyle machines with just the motor and the brushes. It had no vacuum attachment at all. But anyway, he said I could take those, but I had to also have one of my brothers on board as a partner, and well, that actually didn't turn out very well. But anyway, that's another story. But anyway, interesting though, is a couple of years later, we actually did some experimenting using the host machines where we actually had attached a vacuum onto the handle, like kind of what they have now, and had put a vacuum nozzle down onto the over top of the brushes, and the idea was to have the vacuum incorporated into it. So, and one of the representatives from Host at the time he was around, and he had seen our setup like that, and I guess he was impressed enough with it that wasn't too much longer later. That's not right English at all. Anyway, not much later, the Racine Industries came out with their machine with the vacuum canister on top. And so we maybe had an influence in that many years ago. But anyway, apparently 2 years ago, they had cleaned this carpet and the steps, and the gentleman was saying how they were not impressed with the way it cleaned, and they had actually used their host machine on the steps. That's the host machine with the vacuum assembly. He said a man and his son were doing it, and they both had to wrestle the machine on the steps to get it to work properly, and that would be really awkward to do that on the steps. But anyway, apparently that's what they did, and he was very unhappy with the way the carpet turned out. He said it resold really rapidly afterwards. So anyway, we stopped with the host system within just a few years, actually, because we did run into the problems, all kinds of problems with it. It just didn't clean all that great. But as you can see, I'm cleaning. It's just taking out the stains almost instantly. I'm using Nanomax as usual, and I did pre-treat with my trigger sprayer, and I used the Von Schroeder B4 pre-spray, and you can see it's taking out these marks quite easily. Looks mostly like footwear transfer, actually. See that mark pretty much gone out already with just one pass. This is an olefin carpet. I can tell it's very hard, very tight weave, almost a commercial grade, I would say. Kind of a level loop. Other than those obvious traffic lanes, which didn't come out with the last cleaning and are coming out easily now, the carpet's actually in really good shape. and the individual who was living in here, they there's a one of those lift things on the steps, and looking at the obvious trails here on the carpet, it appears that this person had some mobility issues, and they were dragging their feet as they walked, so that has contributed to the degraded appearance of the carpet. But as you can see, it's coming out quite easily. Kitty cat got its eye on me. Oh, I'm not going to get under there. I'm going to move the bed a little bit. Just enough to get by. And there. Okay, just a little bit of extra scrubbing on these traffic lanes, and then I'll switch over to the Iron Man. The carpet is looking really good already. Oh, people have asked me about this lid here. This tank came with this lid. I got it from Centaur in where are they? Ontario. And this is actually a standard 4-gallon shampoo tank, and they put the lid on and they drilled a hole in the back for a bung, which actually turned out to be a total a bad idea, because they put just a steel bolt in there to open and close the thing, and it rusted like right away. So I just pulled it out of there and put a rubber. I'll show you. I pulled the original thing out of here and put this, and there's a rubber bung there, and that's brass. I think it's a stainless steel bolt now. Weren't thinking when they put that on there, but that's just not a very good setup for dumping anyway. I can dump if I want. I have a valve on the bottom of the tank, and I just open up the valve here and then have a bypass. Very easy to do. Anyway, it looks like it's coming up pretty darn good. There's a little mark right there, which I'm going to have some omega here. We'll give that a try. Omega has citrus in it, so sometimes it will work better when there's any oily kind of a spot, which that kind of looks like to me. I can still see it there faintly, and what I'll do is, before I'm done here, I'll actually go and get some OMS, odorless mineral spirits, and I'll try that on there, and that will, if it's kind of an oily kind of a thing, it'll probably take that out. But anyway, these two trails here are now gone, as you can see. Looking good. Look how beautiful that looks. an airplane taking off down there. And look how, see how murky it is? That's actually smoke. There's a fire. I'm not sure. I think it's in Hope. Or anyway, we got the Okanagan Valley. If there's fires around, we get a lot of the smoke in the valley. And unfortunately, that's one of the, it can be really quite bad at times in the summer. It's been actually really good this year. This is the worst it's been. Just the way the air currents work, we get what's called an inversion, and the air just kind of sits in the valley. It's not very pleasant when that happens. It can be really bad. A couple of years ago, it was so bad that I had a headache for like a month because it was just so bad. I see a little sprout. And that's not the only one I've seen. I took out about 3 or 4 of them before I started cleaning. Some of them were actually pretty obvious, actually. But the carpet is looking very even and really brightened up nicely here. Back when we were using, this is 1986, 87, 88, when we were using the host system, one of the things that well, there were a lot of issues with it that, I mean, it worked okay, but it didn't work anywhere near as well as what I'm doing now. And that's one of the reasons why I went into using the rotary system as way back when I started Oxy-Dry. I was, obviously I could have used the host system if I wanted to, but I knew of its limitations on cleaning, and it was just a pain on the butt to deal with the powder all the time, and then the price of the product, it was constantly going up and up and up because you're paying for a product that you can't dilute, and you're shipping it. And we were shipping it. That was when I lived in Victoria on Vancouver Island, so you pay for the shipping across. And it just got tremendously expensive. We were buying it by the pallet load, a few $1,000 a pop. And it was just not a financially viable way to go. And it's limited in what it can do as far as cleaning goes. It just is. And it's also very labor intensive. This is so much simpler and easier, and yeah, wins in every aspect. So anyway, I guess that's about it. And I'll try the OMS on that little dingy looking spot over there and see if it takes it out. And if it does, I'll put it in the comments. Anyway, there you go. I'm all done with this room. Got a couple area rugs and some steps, and then I'll be done. So anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good day.